Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another reaction video, and today I'll be checking out a new track from the band Gravemind. They've got a new vocalist, so I'm excited to check that out, see who it is. The song is called Deathtouch, and it was put out through Grayscale Records, of course. I will link the video I'll be reacting to as well as Gravemind's social media in the description. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it.
This is what it feels like! Right from the age of corruption to unleash the bonkers world, I am the missing link of your evolution. Just to listen to your words to see the only children born from the intention of servitude, slaves wandering away from our power. I'll show you what it feels like, shifting through the mind of every living soul. This is the death of you. This is the death of you. One blood toxic ones, just an essence as a mouth. To breath and essences, separates the body from the brain. I can feel it from the inside.
Gravemind, Deathtouch, let's discuss. So I have not heard this vocalist in anything else, but I think that he is an excellent fit for this band. I personally love this sound off the bat, going in with a drop and then just sort of like the airiness in the first verses. It's got the heavy feel to it, but at the same time it feels like the heavier verses later in the song have like a more progressed sound in terms of that, if that makes any sense, if you go and like compare the two. but the way it dropped into like a more slower verse, I wasn't really expecting that, but it just made it sound really good when it got to the more like energetic, chaotic parts, and the fact that it wasn't like consistent like that throughout the verses, I really like that. But vocally, I love this, and it just appeals to me more as the song goes on personally for my taste. But yeah, as I mentioned, instrumentally, I love the sound it has as it starts out and the way that it progresses throughout the track. It kind of has like drop after drop too, after, you know, it starts off with one, but then after those first verses, it starts like dropping more and more, and each one just hit just perfectly, and it wasn't like overdone or anything. And because sometimes like with the glitchy sound in the riffs and such, which was definitely present in this song, but in a tasteful way, I've heard stuff like that where there are drops and they just sound too big, or like too much bass in each drop, and that's really the focus, just like adding a big bass drop or something. But it definitely wasn't like that with this. It was like, you know, a shift in progression in the sound as it goes on as well. My favorite part of the track and vocal delivery, other than the chorus, was like that there was a line that was like, I can feel it from the inside, and it was like a or something after that. I loved that. For me, it really stuck out. And then I was not expecting the cleans at all, but I love them. I feel like for some people, they don't like that style. They don't like you know, when a band switches up and they hear that automatically. For me, I have the exact opposite reaction. Beautiful, clean vocals, the sound in that chorus in comparison to those verses as well. I'm absolutely here for it. Those two sounds and the balance between them. I've talked a lot about it on the channel. I feel like there are a number of bands that kind of capture that range, and not in a bad way either. I don't mean like a number of bands with the exact same sound, but like the comparison in the range, I think. But this, for me, sticks out more than anything I've heard from them, I think, because of that change. But then also with the instrumentals, like the drumming was really standout for me. There were a lot of parts, like what I was talking about with in the second part of, or like not even really, it didn't feel like there was like a half of the song really, like I've talked on the channel about some songs where it feels like there's a moment where there's a switch and then it's like, you know, a switch in energy. But this, like I was mentioning, with progression, so it feels like it builds up to these points, but in that build up there were a lot of like energetic drumming moments, kind of, if that makes sense, that were standing out to me. Just I think that's been a focus for me lately as well, since I've had more interest in it and talked about, like, at the end of the year videos and stuff, wanting to learn some drumming terminology and stuff like that. And I do want to do that, so maybe that's why I've been paying more attention. But regardless, it had a lot of energy, just a big performance overall for this track. Absolutely going on the playlist for me. Will go on repeat. I'll be revisiting this a lot, so I will link there. For me, nothing I would change. This absolutely blew me away. Yeah, just the flow, like that line that I mentioned. I'm trying to think of anything I might have missed. A huge chorus. That sound for me, unexpected as well. As I was mentioning, with that like sort of slow feel, yet being really heavy in the beginning. I felt like at the point when the chorus came in too, that was the direction it was really going to take for the full song. So it kind of threw me for a loop, but for me, a nice surprise. Even more appealing. Yeah, that's really it. I wouldn't change anything about this for sure. I got the heavy fix, the wonderful clean. So those are my thoughts after listening to this for the first time. I will link the video I reacted to, as well as all of Gravemind's social media, in the description of this video. Make sure if you enjoyed this as well, go give them some love. Check out their music video, that sort of thing, if you haven't yet. Other than that, you can also find my link tree in the description. It will have the invite for the Discord server that I talk about in every single video. It's got a bunch of my favorite people in there. We talk about a lot of music related stuff. We've got Last FM channel for stats and stuff like that. And then we have a lot of conversation unrelated to music as well. So a bunch of different channels to talk in there. So if you're interested in coming and join, check the community out. That will be there, as well as my Instagram profile link, which on Instagram I do keep it all music related. I will post, you know, shows have been back recently. So if I have pictures or videos, whatever the case may be, from a show to share, I'll post about that, or merch. I have a ton of merch, never-ending collection, so I post a lot of merch, t-shirts, vinyl, sweatshirts, flags, really whatever I have ready to go. At that time, I post usually once or twice a week merch, and then every Friday I post a chart of what I have listened to over the course of that week. EPs, albums, singles, you know, whatever I've had going on that week for listening, I'll post it, and that's really that, every single Friday. So if you're interested in checking that out, as I mentioned, that will be in the link tree, but my handle on there is the same as my YouTube channel. It is Rachel Reacts, if you have any interest in following me. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.